Do you need a friend? Well, Luis Lopez is that friend, our speaker today. Do you need your grass mowed? Well, he will volunteer to do that if you need that. If you need your mower fixed, he can take it apart and make it new again. I found an old vacuum in the closet that Hollis left. It didn't run. I took it to Louis, and he worked on it. There's nothing wrong with the vacuum. You need a new cord. So he has a new Kirby vacuum now. If your car breaks, he'll come and help you. Not changing tires, not just putting gas in it. He can take a motor apart and put it back together. He can take a universal joint and repair it. He can fix anything on a car. This is a servant. And he not only does it, he does it with a smile and happy to do it. Oh, if you're going to have a party of hamburgers, he'll volunteer and do the grilling. He thinks he's the best in the world in cooking hamburgers. But you may like something Spanish. Oh, wow. Wait till you taste his soup. And those who love the hot stuff, wait till you taste his tacos. He's ready to do that. He's just been a servant in every way. But the most important thing, I think, today, we'll learn how this deaf man, born in Mexico, became able to stand here to this chapel and be a senior out of Sunset. Well, that's going to be an amazing story. Remember, he's deaf. He never heard a song like we've just sung. He didn't know the words because nobody signed. And he didn't know the meanings of the words. How did this deaf man with a little education arrive at this place? Louis thinks he's a little bit like Joseph. You know, Joseph, who was frustrated by his brothers and sent away when he's 17, and 13 years later he finally got out of that jail, and now he's over all of Egypt. Louis feels his life began like Joseph's in jail, and he was able to get out. He's asked me, because of that comparison, he asked me today to read these verses, and he made sure I had them right. He printed them up so I could see them. But here's what Joseph said. You know the time when he now has these brothers in front of him, and he's tested them and found out they were sorry about what they did long ago. And he said this. You can imagine 17 to 30 in jail? What would you think about the people who put you there? But God's providence told Joseph this in Genesis 45, verses 7 and 8. So God sent me here ahead of you so that I can save your people in this country. It was not your fault that I was sent here. It was God's plan. I am the governor over all his house and over all of Egypt. I think today we'll learn how a deaf man with a little education saw God's providence, and he can stand here today and explain to us how he got here and what God's purpose is for him. Come preach the word, Luis. Oh. Every time I cough in class, he hands me a bottle of water before I can stop coughing. Your water's here. Preach the word. Every one of you, I love you all. It's good and wonderful. My wife is here. Her name is Terry. Stand up, Terry. My son, Cole, is not here. Oh, that's too bad. I wish he could be here also. But my son's in school. Thank the Lord God. And thank my wife who encouraged and supported me in this school. I love you. The preacher at Dallas, Tom Ramey, called me and encouraged me to come to Lubbock, to the school, SIBI. I thank the elders of SIBI and all those who are involved here for this wonderful place. My experience growing up, I was 3 years old, knew nothing. My family, mother and father, separated at 3. We went to Oaxaca, about 6 or 8 hours further away from Mexico City. I have a hearing sister, a deaf sister, a hard of hearing sister, and then the 2 of us are twins, the last 2. The 3 of the older, they went to school. My dad didn't let me. He put me like in jail, like a slave. I grew up in the home. The Bible, in Jeremiah. Excuse me. Joseph had a dream, and he ran out and told them what his dream was to his brothers, and how all the sheaves were tied up, 12 of them. I'm in the middle. Everybody's bound down to me, and you all are bound down to me. Brothers were angry about that. Get out of here. And they went away. The brother, that Joseph bothers. Later, a few days, Joseph was called, and they saw him coming, and let's get him and just kill him. They grabbed him, took off his coat, with him yelling, put him down in a big pit. That was the concept of my life. My father, he went to church, not often, but it was his way, maybe 3 times a year, a wedding or having a baptism of a baby or a funeral. My father would go to the wedding, sit in the front, and I would be sitting there wiggling my legs, looking at the statue areas in the beautiful building. My dad, hey, shh, be quiet. Stop moving. Watch. Don't be looking all over the place. Very quiet. I sat there. Hey, Dad, I can't hear all that talking. You help interpret for me. Shh, be quiet. I saw something, a boy serving like the Lord's Supper. What's he doing? He has the towel over his arm and has these 2 vessels, the bread and the wine in it. Oh, I thought to myself, the vision. I wish I could serve the Lord like that. I asked my dad, Dad, that boy's over there. Dad, what? Yeah. I could work and serve like that. Oh, no. Be quiet. Just watch. Oh. A few days later, I was at home. My sister, oldest one, hearing, was going someplace. Going to church. I want to go with you. Come on. I was excited. Got dressed, sat in the same place in the pew. Talk. Priest, talk. I saw, hey, sister, see that boy over there? He's able to serve the Lord's Supper? Yes? I would like to work like that. Oh, no, you can't do that. Just watch. Fed up. I grew up when I was 12. My mother arrived from Oaxaca, from Mexico. My second sister was there. Saw my mom here. And went running out and hugged her. Mama. I looked, who's that woman? I didn't even know her. Sister loved, everybody loved, but I didn't know her. Oh, she wept and wept. Sister, yeah, that's your mama. Wait a minute. Got a picture out and showed me the picture. I looked at it. Twins, and that's her, my sister. There's my mama. I remember now. Come on. As I went, and I hugged my mama. And she wept and wept. I grew up, when I was 14, my father came and said, hey, you want to work? I don't know how to work. Come on, come on. And I went to work with him. And I put my name in it. A few days later, time to work. And I worked and earned some money, small money, but I didn't have any place to put it. Dad, yeah, you give me money, I'll put it in my pocket. Okay, don't you drink it up, you know. Okay. And so I worked and earned my living week by week, kept giving him my money. 3 years later, when I became older, now I'm 17, I wondered how much money I had. Hey, Dad, how much money do I have after these 3 years? Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm broke. It's all gone. No, it's my money. I wept. I was upset. I'm not going to do that anymore. I quit that job and went out and sat very angry. And I wondered the vision. Later, a year later, my sister came, the second one. And, where are you going? She says, I'm going to go to school. Oh, you're going to go to school? What do you do there? It's a deaf school. Deaf people can be there. Education, yes. I want to go with you. Tomorrow, not today, tomorrow. Okay, so I got up early, had the Bible in Genesis chapter 41, 1 through 24. I won't tell the whole story that's there, but abbreviated. The Pharaoh, the king or the Pharaoh over Egypt, Joseph was sleeping, and he could always explain dreams. Pharaoh sleeping one night, he had this vision. He walking along, everything green, the mountains, everything, and the flowers and the water, beautiful. But he noticed the water bubbling, and some animals came out. Cows, fat cows came coming out and grazing. That's interesting. And then again, the bubbles water, and some very lean cows came forward, and they just ate up to 7 good. These came after them and just swallowed all of them. And the king woke up, was upset. Joseph understood that story. And when I was in school at SIBI, before I went to SIBI, I went to the office and talked about the school. I sat down and I saw everybody's 9 years old and younger, and here I am, a big man. I started studying, practice. Plus, I would watch the sign language of them talking back and forth, struggling with the words. Oh, it's hard. Became, after 5 years, finally I improved. No, I did not. I just struggled and struggled and struggled. Mexican Sign Language, I learned a little bit, but not normal. My teacher later announced, I'm going to retire. My teacher's going to retire, and you're going to bring in a new teacher, take her place. Very strict lady. Had rulers and beat the kids with them. Oh, I didn't want that. I got out of there. I didn't go anymore. What am I going to do? 2 days later says, I need to work. You know, I have a friend. I want to work some. I need some money. So wait, I know who the person is very good. He's a good peddler, a good seller. And a few days found that person and brought me to him. Introduced. He was deaf. You want to sell? What do you mean selling? It's not just work. Just a seller. I know how to sell things. What kind of things? Pictures or what? Showed me, a Bible with a cross and Virgin Mary on it, and a halo over her, and you turn it over, and it's 100 pages. It's a calendar. You want to help sell these calendars? We'll go and earn some money. I said, fine, you stay. Okay. I was very pleased. I was 23 years old now. My dad had a bad accident, and later, several months, he died after that accident. Oh. Soon later after that, when I was 26, growing up, my friend came to me and said, hey, you want to go to America? Yeah, I want to go, but I don't have any book or any way to get in, any passport or whatever. I'll take care of that for you. You want to go? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. 2 weeks before, you save as much money as you can. Get as much as you can in your pocket because you need to buy your food when you get there. If you miss, it's your fault. So for 2 weeks' time, I met this man. He got on a bus, go to a train, and I met a lot of other people. There's 15 of us together. I knew some of them. I knew at least 2 of them very well. We were about to ticket. We got in line, paid our peso, and we traveled until we got to the border of America. We stopped there. We all got off. Now be ready. You have to take your picture. Go each one take their turn and get their picture made. And you know how much you have to pay? Oh, 500 pesos or something like that. Okay. We signed all the papers. I don't know the words on this, but it's something to help you get into America. I don't know the words, but anyway, I paid. He said, now, when you get to the border, don't act afraid. They'll throw you out, but there are big border guards there. Just walk in and show this and say you're deaf, and you go right in. Go ahead. He started talking to me. I said, I'm deaf. Go ahead. I said, wow, that was easy. Okay. Came in. Now, where are we going to go now? We're going to go first to Houston and live there. Okay, we went to Houston. Several months. I thought, you have a deaf church here in Houston? Oh, yeah, there's one over there. Can I go with you? Not today. We'll go on Sunday. Okay. And on that next Sunday, there was a preacher up there, deaf man, moving his hand, but I didn't understand anything he was saying. I didn't know English and didn't know those signs. I went home. I didn't understand any of that. You need to teach me signs. And to his friend, he said. Time went on. After a year, we went to Dallas, Texas. Houston was comfortable, but Dallas seemed more comfortable to me. And we went there several weeks, and I looked for a deaf church. You know a deaf church here? Oh, yeah, come on, I'll help you find it. And they guided me to a church. Wasn't too interested. Another church wasn't interested. Kept going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. No interest at all in those places. One man said, I heard about Luis looking for a church. Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I know where there's a church. Tom Ramey is there. Tom Ramey. When? So I opened the door. I went there, went in, and Tom, hi. I introduced myself. My name is Luis, and you're Tom. Glad to meet you. Time we sat down. Quite a few people there. And Tom was explaining the stories, pictures, and action, the drama, and putting things on the PowerPoint and the screen. He's good. He explains in a good way. I think I'm going to go there next Sunday. And I started going. Several months passed. I kept thinking, Tom, I want to become part of this serving the Lord's Supper, the singing and whatever. Tom says, you already a member here? Member? What does that mean? What does that mean? So he explained all of that. I started learning. I understood. Ready? Okay. I practiced. And Terry had a boyfriend. I had another girlfriend at that time when we met each other one of our camps or something like that. Her boyfriend had a job, traveled, didn't see him much. My girlfriend ran off, and so I'm kind of depressed. But Terry and I, she knows the Bible. She began to teach me more and more. I kept learning. Tom was teaching me. My head was filling up. I decided to be baptized. The same day, I asked Terry for an engagement, and she said yes. So that was a great day. We got married and worked for the Lord, leading, singing, many things like that. And Tom sent an email to announce to everybody, what? Tom and I, you want to go to a workshop at Sunset in Lubbock, SIBI. And everybody said, no. I said, what's all that about? Tom discouraged. Luis, you want to go? What is that? No, I don't think so. He begged me, you need to go. I looked for support from the church. They gave us some money. This is before you go to the workshop. Okay, I'm willing then. So we came to the workshop. The three of us, Cole, my son, and Terry. We saw Dennis, and saw Richard Smith and others, and 3 days passed. I went at the annex downstairs, looking at the books, and Tom and Dennis were talking and brought the books out, said, looking for Louise. Hey, come and look at this. I came and looked at it. What is that? It's about school, papers go to school. They kept pushing me. Dennis, you can do this. I signed up. Dennis is very skilled, and Tom is very skilled in flattering me and pushing me. And in August came, and we moved here, and we started in school. I thought that was I was overwhelmed. This was over I wanted to quit. No, this is over my head. I'm going to go home. But Bob and Dennis came in my home. Hey, Beck, you stay. Counsel. We'll help you. Stay with it. Don't quit. We discussed. Okay. Bob and Dennis, thank you, Lord. And they helped me, and we prayed, and kept working in school, little by little. Began to improve, and thank the Lord. Wow, it's awesome. God gave me this providence. Like Joseph went through Egypt and became like the Pharaoh's top man, just under the Pharaoh only. I went through America and became a Christian. It's perfect, awesome. God's providence on me. I thought about that. I need to support my family, my wife. We discussed. And see my wife and my mother for a long time. Would you go with me down there to visit my mother? And so we got in our car. 33 hours and 2 days. We arrived at Hawaka. I can't say it right. Anyway, in that country city. Mom, looking for me. Mom finally found her and loved her after 12 years. She's very little money. I miss you all this 12 years. I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. I introduced my wife. And Mama she never shake hands. She hugs everybody and touch Terry. And don't worry, we're going to go buy some. Mother said, you stay here, sleep with us? No, we already have a hotel, Mama. Okay, I understood. Tomorrow morning we'll come see you. So we went in the morning and went to the bakery like we bought all kinds of stuff, a big pile of food. We brought it with us to Mom. She said, wow. You can share it with all of us. No, you share it. It's yours. Mom said, wait a minute, plus, I'll give you some money. Mom. Wife gave me some to go with it. And we gave it to her. And she said, thank you, God, my son. And we loved on each other. Thank you. Now, we'll stay 3 days with you. We'll help you with everything and help you be comfortable. But I need to leave. Why? My sister I need to get. And it's a 9-hour drive to pick her up. And finally, I found my sister, loved on her, missed her. Okay. Saw all of her children, nieces, and nephews, and helped them with some money. And 3 days with them. I need to leave and go back to America. I need to work. Okay. Kisses and travel back. Arrived in America. I began to think. The Word, preach the Word. Genesis 45, verses 7 and 8. God sent me here, Joseph, ahead of you. You stay there. I can save your people in this country. It's not your fault, Joseph. Joseph saying to his brothers, it was God's plan to make me like this, to be close to the Pharaoh. I'm here. the government all under my house. I'm over all of this in Egypt.